Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, today is going to be amazing. So before anything else, please make sure that you click on the subscribe button. All right, so let's get to the video of the day. So guys, as I mentioned on my previous video about my life update, so if you haven't watched that video, please make sure that you watch it after watching this one, and subscribe. All right, so if you've watched it, you've noticed that there's a part where I mentioned this amazing project that I got to do for my family. Something that I'm very proud of, something that I'm very, actually it's something that is very close to my heart. And I just take pride in that. And as you can see, the title of this video is I Am My Background. And before I start, I just want to say this: I am my background. And you know, the narrative has changed, because back then, probably a few years ago or a couple of months back, you would have heard me saying that you are not your background, you are not defined by your background. I get that it has, you know, a specific meaning to it, but now the narrative in my perspective has changed. I looked at the things that have happened in my life, and I look at where I am today, and I'm like, I am definitely my background, because it is my background that helped me to be where I am today. So I am definitely my background. And I think something that we need to take pride on is where we come from, our background, and not only be fascinated about our future, but we should embrace that journey that we took, you know, meaning the background that you've had, whether things were tough, whether things were not so good, whether, you know, you had the bad things happening, you know, whatever trial that you've passed through, you failed, you know, you got sick, you lost jobs, like all of that, you didn't have food on your table as you were growing up, you know, you can name them, regardless of what it is. I believe that has helped you to be where you are today, and that is something that I think we should embrace. Embracing does not mean we are actually dwelling into the past. We are actually dwelling into what happened, because there's a difference between feeling sorry for yourself or wanting people to just sympathize with what you've been through and all that. And the truth is, yes, things might have happened, but the obvious thing is how you got to be a better person from all that you experienced is what we mainly interested in, or what people might be interested in. And your strength is determined by how you tell your story again, because me telling my story is not for you to feel sorry for me, or for you to say, yo, your journey was hectic or whatever, or, you know, all of that. Take this as an inspiration, because I'm probably talking to someone who had a similar experience, someone, you know, someone who is actually still going through that, someone who, you know, knows someone who has been through that. So it can be anyone. So that's why I always tell my stories as motivation, as something that can inspire you, as something that you can learn from. Because I always say your story might not be my story, but through our stories, there's so much to learn. There's so much that we can take. You know, we might not take everything, but there is that little something that you can take, something that can inspire you or someone else. All right, so without a waste of time, guys, let me get straight to it, guys. I started a big project, which was building a home for my family, which is obviously my parents and my siblings, a couple of years back. And when I mean a couple of years back, I mean from when I was in tertiary. That has always been something that I wish to do. And I remember there was this time, because I did my diploma at TUT in Soshanguve, and I remember, I think during my second year, if I'm not mistaken, because first year, yes, I was there. My dream of building a home was still there, I remember second year, I moved to a different commune, but it was the same place in Soshanguve, just a different, section, or not section, but block, maybe a couple of streets away and all that, about 15 or 20 minutes walk to the new place. And I remember every day when I walked to school, there would be this house that I see, and the structure of the house was so beautiful. And I remember that I even saved the picture, I took a picture of that house and then saved it on my laptop, on my phone, and then put it on my laptop. It's a while back. I don't know. It's been a while, so I don't know if I can find it on my archives. But the story about this picture is that it inspired me also to kind of think of the kind of house that I would want to build, because the goal of wanting, to build a home for my family has always been there. And, growing up in a village and in a shack, it's, I'm not ashamed. If you've watched my old videos, or if you've been to my seminars and everything, you would know that at some point when I was still in high school, I used to sometimes be ashamed of where I came from, and I changed that mindset. And now I can tell you now that I am proud of where I come from, and I know for a fact that I am what I am because of where I definitely come from. So I'm not ashamed that I grew up in a shack. Yes, I could have wished to be staying in a house. Yes, I asked myself questions like, why is it that my parents are not building a home for us? Why is it that we don't have a house? Why does so and so have a house but we don't, and all that? But those would be questions that I would ask myself, but I will not get answers for. I asked my father, why don't we have a house? What? Until I got to a point where I was like, hey, you know what? Focus on what you need to do and leave the rest to God, leave the rest to your family. Because something that we also need to understand is that, especially if you are a student, you have to understand that the situation at home is not really your problem. Yes, it's not your problem. You can only do so much. If you are going to school and you are worried about the house, building a house, how are you going to do that? So focusing your attention in the problems that are happening at home, or wishing something to happen yet you cannot do it, so it's not worth it at that point. I mean, there's a saying that says, what does it say? Focus on what you can change. And what you cannot change, just avoid that. So I just don't know how to put it right. I forgot. Don't dwell on the things that you cannot change, basically. So yeah, so I had to focus on my studies, and thank God I managed to do my best and graduate, get a job, and start a process of building a home for my family. And of course, I cannot say that coming up with this idea, I didn't have my family's support and everything, because some people would be like, hey, I did this. It's not always I. God has always been my number one supporter. God has always been my number one guide, and having my family's support as well. Because I remember when I came with the plan, showed it to my dad, he was like, yes, okay. We changed it, I don't know how many times, because I kept the planner really worked on it a couple of times, because my dad was like, no, this square meters, this room must move to there. So it was just a whole lot of work, but I embraced that process, because in me, I was like, you know what, this is it, something great is happening. And to me, that was the most amazing feeling ever. And obviously seeing the foundation, and my dad also working on that, my dad also helping out, and seeing myself having to pay, and seeing deliveries made for the building processes. Yes, financially, obviously you would have to save. Sometimes you have to take up loans. Unfortunately, things like a home, you are bound to take that. But obviously, if you have money, you can all go cash and everything like that. That process, sometimes I even forgot, like, what is it, to like have a new hairstyle, have, you know, new clothes and all that. I had to compromise and just focus on what needed to be done, because at the end of the month I will be left with like a certain amount, because there's also labor, you know. I mean, people are building your house, you can't expect them not to be paid. So it's a whole lot of things, but my whole point of sharing this video is to say to someone who might be doing what I'm doing at this point, maybe building a home, especially for family. You know, we always say, hey, black tax and all that. Yeah, we get all of that, but guys, we black people, and we know for a fact that generation to generation we always experience such, and a whole lot of times we know that we'll have to help out. But then again, I do not really feel bad for doing something great for my family. I mean, today the house is not 100% done, so you can say it's actually 70% done, because we still have to put like a ceiling, we still have to do certain things in the bedrooms, whatever. But like, the house is like, you know, we've got I was recently at home, and then I got to realize that, you know what, we don't even need a whole lot of things. Like, most of the stuff we had, and you know, the house is furnished, and it's those things that we need to do and all that. But I'm not going to go into detail. This is not my house, this is my parents' house. I built it for my man and my mom and dad and brothers and sisters. What was I saying? Hey, Rataban, I said man. Anyway, yes, I built it for my family, so I won't go into details about that. But what I can say is that God has been great, God has been wonderful, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm saying this to inspire someone to say, hey, do not feel like what you're doing is a waste. Seeing the smile on my mom's face, I remember the day, I think it was on a Sunday. I woke up and I see her ali busy cleaning up, and seeing her cleaning her new house, like, to me it was like, wow, it was just the most amazing feeling. And I felt like, God, you know what, this is all you, it is not because of my powers. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so thankful for all the blessings, and to see all the progress. And I must tell you that, you know, building a home or anything that you might be doing, you know, whether you are planning for something, any project that you might be doing, it's not easy. You will always come across challenges. You know, right now there are still things in the house that are just not right. I was complaining about certain things, like, why is this done this way and all that. So there are a whole lot of things, and obviously it's what happens in life. You know, everything cannot always go smooth, but we embrace the process. We embrace all the moments of greatness. If I can share that moment, seeing my mom cleaning her house and seeing my mom sleeping in her own house, you know, I remember because I say to be and then it's a bit chilly, and then we go to the house, it's a bit warmer, and you hear your mom saying like, yo, it's a bit warmer here. And then it really says to me that I could be away working or away from home, but I would know for a fact that my family, they are okay, they are warm where they are, and you know, they don't have to worry about the fact that when it rains, because something about Mukugu is that I remember when we didn't have that house, and we have to put on like buckets and all that. And you know, it's not the greatest feeling, but I look back and say, God, this wasn't because of my power. you knew what was going to happen. And I wished my mom could have had a house, years back, but it didn't happen. But that did not stop God from actually working and making sure that she eventually has the home. Guys, like, it has always been my wish, it has always been my dream to see my mom, to see my mom. And okay, I'll speak more about my mom because I guess she's my queen. And yeah, girls and their mothers, like, Bonnie, you can't separate them. It's like same WhatsApp group, if you know what I mean. So guys, like, it warmed my heart, and it like, it wasn't easy, and it wasn't the best feeling, but there are great memories that we've shared. And my mom even like, and I was like, but mom, you said to me that you can't wait for the house to be done, even if Fester like listen and then sleep in your house. Now that your house is here, you still attached, like, all of those things. But yeah, okay, let me not make this video longer, guys, but like, that's that, guys. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that there's still so much to do, but there's so much that we got to do. So this is an inspiration to someone out there to say, you know what, you might be living in a condition where things are not working out, or you wish to build a home for your family, for yourself. Just hang in there, do your planning, do whatever that you have to do, and you will definitely get there. And more than anything, I'm grateful for every opportunity that I've got, everything that I got to achieve, and every blessing of having every job that I've had, to be able to do what I'm doing. Yes, I'm still paying a couple of things, but like, seeing something in that stage where like the house is standing, guys, and my mom for me, it's enough. And yeah, let me not go on and just say, you know what, thank you for watching this. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. It's something that I pride myself in, and it's very close to my heart. And I'm not saying it to brag, to say, hey, Baba Dula Mamukuku Inge, but I'm saying to you that Bona Mukuku, oh, it's your home. Someone doesn't have a home. Someone doesn't have a place to stay. So do not feel like you are not a better person. You cannot become something great in life. Bona, I graduated Kidulako Mukuku, and I got to celebrate my graduation party. I woke up each and every day looking great, and I was grateful. So you need to be grateful for everything. You need to appreciate the fact that you had shelter, or you have shelter. Someone else doesn't have a home. Someone is worried. Someone doesn't even have food on their table. So you should be grateful for what you have, and stop complaining, and wait upon God. And while you wait upon God, pray for what you want. Pray for how you want things to be done, because sometimes we pray so much for something, but we are not specific to God. So be specific to God as to what is it that you want. I pray that by the time I get to be taken as a wife, because obviously I've always wanted to see myself as a wife at some point. My wish was to see the home, my family's home, and all that, and it happened as like that. When I got to my lobola negotiations, they happened in the house that I built for my family. The fact that things happen like that, to me, it says that God is real. God is actually answering our prayers, and He's doing things the way we wish. So do not doubt and do not give up. Keep praying and all will come. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was long, but I appreciate your time. So yeah, please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure that you share this. I will definitely be sharing more videos, and if you like this video, click a thumbs up. If you build a house for your family, tell me how was the experience, all of that. If you wish to do that, share with me on the comment section. Bona, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you loved it. And yeah, what is it that you wish to hear more? Because I'm willing to share. Oh, by the way,